Hi students, welcome to lesson 8 Bayes theorem. We are studying chapter 13 in second PUC, that is probability. In the last class we have completed total probability theorem and the problems related to total probability theorem, and I made it clear. Students, please note there is a close connection between total probability theorem and Bayes theorem. So first you have to revise total probability theorem, then you should take up Bayes theorem. Let us proceed. What is Bayes theorem? Let me make it clear in the beginning only. Let us take this example. See, the same example I have discussed in the last class also. Box 1 contains 6 green and 4 red balls, and box 2 contains 5 green and 6 red balls. A box is selected at random, and from the selected box a ball is drawn. The ball is found to be red. The ball is found to be red. Now, what is the probability that it has come from box 1? Please note the difference here. In the total probability theorem, the problem was what is the probability that the ball is red. So that is total probability theorem. Here it is not like that. It is found that ball is red. Now the question is what is the probability that it has come from the box 1? Box 1. So this is the thing. Let me show you the diagram. This is box 1 which contains 6 green and 4 red balls, and this is box 2 which contains 5 and 5 each, that is 5 green and 5 red balls. Now a box is selected random themes. Probability of B1, that is also 1 by 2. Probability of B2, 1 by 2. All these things are same, identical. From the selected box, a ball is drawn. So once again, see like this. So it can be probability R given B1 if it is a red ball from box 1. And second one is probability R given B2 if it is from the second box. So this much you have done for total probability theorem also. Now, what is the probability that it has come from box 1 means? So, that means the ball is red already. Now, the question is what is the probability that this is from the first box? This can be determined using Bayes theorem. And Bayes theorem is also known as reverse probability theorem because here what is asked is what is the probability that R given B1. So that is reverse. It is not B1 given R, but it is R given B1. So probability of B1 given R. It is red, but what is the probability that it is from B1? So that is the reason. So this is also known as reverse probability theorem. So let us first try to state the theorem and then let us prove it. Then we will work out a few examples in this lesson. So Bayes theorem, let us give the discuss the statement. Let the first one is same as total probability theorem. Let E1, E2, E3, etc. En be a partition of the sample space. Partition you know. So and suppose that each of the events has non-zero probability occurrence. Let A be any event associated with S, then probability EI given A, probability EI given A will be equal to probability EI into probability A given EI divided by probability E1 into A given E1 plus probability E2 into A given E2, etc. probability En into A given En. So this is the Bayes theorem. Now let us prove it. Once again, I need not show the diagram and then explain what is partition, etc. If you have doubt, please revise the previous lesson, that is lesson 7, before watching this video. Let us proceed. Let S be the sample space. Let E1, E2, E3, etc. En be a partition of S. Then let A be any other event of S. Now, probability EI given A, that is required. Now, according to definition, what is this? We have studied this conditional probability. Probability A given B equal to probability A intersection B by probability B. Therefore, using the formula, we can write this as probability A intersection EI divided by probability A. Now let us proceed. So now what is probability A intersection B? But that is same as probability B into probability A given B, cross multiplication. Therefore, in place of probability A intersection EI, we can write probability EI into probability A given EI divided by probability A. Now look here, probability EI divided by probability A given EI, numerator is same, divided by what is probability A, total probability theorem. So it is probability A equal to probability E1 into probability A given E1 plus probability E2 into probability A given E2, etc., etc. Probability En into probability A given E1. Therefore, in the denominator, what you have to do is, instead of probability A, we have to use the total probability theorem formula. Therefore, we can write it as probability E1 into probability A given E1, probability E2 into probability A given E2, etc. Probability En into probability A given En. So this is the proof. In fact, proof of the Bayes theorem is very, very simple. You have to remember only 3 steps. One is a definition of the conditional probability, which is very simple. That's the first step. Second one is you are using the cross multiplication, that is a product theorem. That is the second one actually. Probability A intersection B equal to probability B into probability A given B. Then the third one, in the denominator, you are using total probability theorem formula. Only 3 steps. So this is the proof, and you have to remember the formula also. So now let us work out a few examples. First example, illustration 1. A bag contains 3 red and 4 black balls. Another bag contains 5 red and 6 black balls. One bag is selected at random and a ball is drawn and it is found to be red. What is the probability that the ball is drawn from the second bag? So this is the question. So definitely it is a Bayes theorem problem. Students, please note here, Bayes theorem means reverse. So that you have to understand. So even if the problem is seems to be very difficult, first thing what you can do is write all the informations, then think. So now let us write like this. Box 1, number of red balls, that is 3, and number of black balls, that is 4. Then box 2, number of red balls, that is 5, and number of black balls, that is 6. So this is given. Now let E1 be the event. So this is very important step, selecting box 1, and E2 be the event, selecting box 2, because the first activity is selecting the box. Now probability E1 equal to probability E2 equal to 1 by 2 actually. Of course, I have written separately because selected at random means both are having equal probability. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So probability E1 is 1 by 2, probability E2 is 1 by 2. Now let R be the event that the ball drawn is red. Therefore, now probability R given E1, that is if it is from the first box. So you can see here there are 3 red balls and 4 black balls. Therefore, definitely it will be 3 by 7. So number of favorable cases 3 divided by total number of balls, that is 3 plus 4, 7. Similarly, probability R given E2, you can see here, total number of balls 11, 5 plus 6, and favorable cases 5. Therefore, it is 5 by 11. So these are the informations given. Now, required probability is probability E2 given here. What is the probability that ball is drawn from the second bag? That means E2 given R. So it is found that it is R. So that is the thing, red. So now Bayes theorem formula is probability E2 by probability into probability R given E2 divided by, here only 2 cases. Therefore, what you have to do is probability E1 into probability R given E1 plus probability E2 into probability R given E2. So you see here E1, E2, E3 can be any number, En. So here n is 2. So only 2 cases. So now substitute. So first one, probability E2, that is 1 by 2 into probability R given E2, you can see it is 5 by 11 divided by probability E1 1 by 2 into probability R given E1 is 3 by 7 plus probability of course is 1 by 2 into 5 by 11, same thing. Therefore simplify this, you get 35 by 68. So this is the answer. So let us work out a few more illustrative examples in this lesson. Illustration 2. Given three identical boxes 1, 2 and 3, each containing two coins. In box 1, both coins are gold coins. In box 2, both are silver coins, and in box 3, there is one gold and one silver coin. A person chooses a box at random and takes out a coin. If the coin is of gold, what is the probability that the other coin in the box is also gold? So this problem is unnecessarily made it complicated just by giving what is the probability that the other coin is also gold. So it creates a little bit confusion in sometimes in students. So let me first explain what is the problem so that it will be clear. See, this is box 1 which contains two gold coins. So this is box 1. Second one is box 2 which contains two silver coins. And the third one is box 3, one is gold coin, another one is silver coin. So these are the three boxes. Now what is given is one of the box is selected at random. Therefore, all the three are equally likely. So the person might have selected any one of them. So this is a thing. A coin is selected. After selecting the box, one coin is selected. And what is given is this coin is gold. Now the question is, what is the probability of the other coin in the box is gold? What is asked here is, what is the probability that the box is 1? That is, so because the only box 1 contains two gold coins. So the question here is this, what is the probability the coin is from the box 1? So that is what the question is expecting, but it is stated in a different way. Therefore, I thought it is better to make it clear in the beginning. Now let us proceed. So this is the question, I need not repeat again. So let us start solving it. Now let E1, E2, E3 be the events of selecting box 1, box 2 and box 3. Then definitely you can write probability E1 equal to probability E2 equal to probability E3, and that will be equal to 1 by 3. All the three are equally likely. Now let A be the event that the coin drawn is gold. Coin drawn is gold. Now what happens is probability A given E1, that means if it is from the first box, it is the probability of getting a gold coin from the first box, and that will be equal to how many coins are there? Two gold coins. Therefore 2 by 2, definitely it is 1. Students, please note here it is a sure event because the box contains two gold coins and you are selecting one coin. Definitely it should be gold only. So probability is 1. This is very important here. What is probability A given A2? Look here. What is probability A given A2? Probability of getting a gold coin from the second box. Now look here. In the second box there is no gold coin. So it is 0 by 2. 0. Then the third one. Probability A given E3. This will be equal to probability of getting a gold coin from the third box. Now how many coins are there? One gold and one silver. Therefore definitely it is 1 by 2. So this is very important step actually. So we have got all the informations, E1, E2, E3 and their probability, and the conditional probability A given E1, A given E2 and A given E3. What you have to do is, we have to use the probability the other coin in the box is also gold is also equal to the probability the coin is from the box 1. So now we have to write the base theorem. Probability E1 given A. So that will be equal to probability E1 into probability A given E1 divided by probability E1 into probability A given E1 plus probability E2 probability A given E2 plus probability E3 into probability A given E3, and we have to substitute. So this will be equal to first one, probability E1. So it is 1 by 3. Therefore, you have to write denominator I am writing first 1 by 3 into 1 plus second one 1 by 3, once again E2 is same, and into it is 0 plus 1 by 3 into 1 by 2. So this is the denominator. In the numerator, what is given is probability E1, that is 1 by 3 into probability A given E1 is 1. So this, of course, you have to simplify. When you simplify, you get 2 by 3. Of course, simplification you can do your own. So this is the answer. So let us proceed. Illustration 3. In a factory which manufactures bolts, machine A and B and C manufacture respectively 25%, 35% and 40% of the bolts. Of their output, that means out of ABC, 5, 4 and 2% are respectively defective bolts. That means machine A produces 25% of the bolts, but among them 5% are defective. Similarly, B manufactures 35% and among them 4% defective. Similarly, C 40% bolts and among them 2% defective. So these are the informations given. Now, a bolt is drawn at random from the product and it is found to be defective. Now the question is, what is the probability that it is manufactured by the machine B? So let us write the events first. That B1 means the bolt is manufactured by machine A, and B2 event means the bolt is manufactured by machine B, and B3 event is the bolt is manufactured by machine C. And E is the bolt selected is defective. E is the event. Now let us first write what is probability B1. See here, A produces how many? 25% of the bolts. Therefore, it is definitely 25%. That means 0.25. So probability B1 is 0.25. Similarly, probability B2. So you can check B produces how many? 35%. Therefore, it is 35%. So probability is 0.35. Then probability B3. You can see C produces 40%. Therefore, it is 40%. So 0.40. So this is probability B1, probability B2 and probability B3. Now what else is given? You see, probability E given B1 is given. See, look here. Probability, the bolt is defective given that it is manufactured by A. If you look at the problem, it is 5%. Therefore, it is 5%. So 0.05. Similarly, probability E given B2, that means probability the bolt is defective given that it is manufactured by B, and you can look at the problem, it is 4%. Therefore, it is 4%, 0.04. Similarly, last one, probability E given B3, that means probability the bolt is defective given that it is manufactured by C, and if you look, it is 2%. You can see. So it is 0.0. So all the informations are given. Now, by Bayes theorem, what is asked is probability B2 given E is asked. So first write the formula, probability B2 into probability E given B2 divided by probability B1 into E given B1 plus probability B2 into E given B2 plus probability B3 into E given B3. Substitute. So it is 0.35 into 0.4 divided by 0.25 into 0.5 into 0.35 into 0.04 into 0.40 into 0.02. Now simplify. Of course, this is the answer. So approximately 28 by 69. Of course, simplification I have not shown. So you can do yourself. Even you can write it in decimal form also. So this is the required answer. This is illustration 3, third example. So illustration 4. Suppose that the reliability of HIV test is specified as follows. Students, please note here, this problem is a bit difficult in understanding because the statement is not very easy. So let us go bit slow. Of people having HIV, 90% of tests detected the disease, but 10% go undetected. That means if you take 100 people and put them into HIV test, then 90% are detected. The remaining 10 go free. That means though they have HIV, it is not detected. So this is the thing. Of people free from HIV, 99% of the tests are judged negative. That means if you take a healthy person, 100 healthy person, among them 99 people they get negative report. That means no HIV. But 1% they get positive, though they are not having HIV. That's the meaning. So positive. And from the large population of which only 0.1% have HIV, that means actually the people who are having HIV 0.1%, among 100 people, one person is selected at random, given the HIV test, and the pathologist reports him as HIV positive. What is the probability that he is actually having HIV? So this is the thing. Don't worry. First, let us list all the events. Then the problem becomes very simple. Now let us define like this. Let E means the person selected is actually having HIV. Then definitely there are only two possibilities: having HIV, not having HIV. Therefore, second one is the person selected is actually not having HIV. This is E and E complement. Then A means the person's HIV test is diagnosed positive. Then we have the following information. Probability E, you can see here, from the large population of which only 0.1% have HIV, therefore probability E will be equal to 0.1%, that is 0.001. This is probability E. Now definitely probability E complement will be 1 minus 0.001, that is 0.999. So this is one thing. Second one is probability A given E. You can see here probability A given E. See here 90% of the test detected disease. So that means A given E. So the person tested positive, that he or she is actually having positive, given that is actually having positive. So this is 90%. So this is 0.9. Second one is probability A given E complement, that is equal to, see the problem. So it is probability that person tested positive given that she is actually not having HIV. So that is also there. So it is 1%. So it is 0.1. Now the question is by Bayes theorem. Question asked is this: what is probability E given A? That is, what is the probability that the person should have actually HIV, given that it is E. E means what? Actually having HIV. A means person HIV test is diagnosed as positive. One is having HIV, another is detected also as HIV. So this is the thing. Now Bayes theorem, you mechanically we can apply probability E into probability A given E divided by, there are only two cases, probability E into probability A given E plus probability E complement into probability A given E complement. So substitute 0.001 into 0.9 divided by 0.001 into 0.9 plus 0.999 into 0.01. Simplify, of course, it is given 0.083 approximate value. So simplification I don't do because it takes unnecessary time, and that definitely simplification is not a problem for you. Using calculator also you can do if it is allowed, otherwise manually you can do it. So this is the answer given. So students, thank you for watching this video. Hope the Bayes theorem is made simple and you are able to understand. Once again, my suggestion is first revise total probability theorem, work out a few questions, then come to Bayes theorem. Beginning you have to understand the process very carefully. It is also known as reverse probability. So work out these illustrative example. In the next lesson, let me take a few more illustrative examples because there are a lot of questions are solved in textbook. Then we shall take the examples from the exercise, and Let me take as maximum as possible a number of questions given in the exercise, so that it will be easy for you to understand. Let us meet in the next lesson. Till then, bye. Take care.